Hello, Good Shepherd Church, and for anyone else who may be joining us in these moments, I want to say welcome to you. For those of you who may not know me, I am Tim Dilley, lead pastor here at Good Shepherd Church. It was a little over 9 weeks ago that we received the disappointing news that we were going to have to suspend our services at Good Shepherd. Today, I'm coming to you with a much more encouraging message that we are now preparing to open our facilities for worship services again on Sunday, June 14th. We missed you, and we can't wait to see you again. Now, having said that, you need to understand that while we can't wait to see you, we're also incredibly interested in your health and safety. What that means is things are going to look significantly different here at Good Shepherd for a while. For example, the sanctuary pew arrangement has changed to allow for social distancing. The entry and exits and lobby configurations have also changed to create a safe traffic flow, and communion will be suspended until we find a completely safe and comfortable way to administer it. Parents, you also need to be aware that for the safety of your family, at this point, we cannot offer any child care or student ministries. That means you'll be sitting together as family units. And it also means that you may want to think about what kind of resources that you'll bring to worship to keep your kiddos entertained during the service. Because all of us know how boring Pastor Tim can be at times. We're going to have to learn a new way to greet one another. No more handshakes for the foreseeable future. Instead, we're encouraging the hallowed head bob or the sanctified hand wave, and maybe you can start practicing those with your family so you've mastered them by June 14th. Some of you have asked, as we gather to worship, will we be singing? Will we be speaking the liturgy? I do want you to know that we will be singing and we will be participating in the liturgy together. Lastly, when the services are over, we're going to ask you not to stand around and visit with your friends. I know how hard this is going to be for Good Shepherd Church, but for everyone's safety, it really will be best for you to head to your cars so that we can prepare and sanitize the facilities for the next group that will be entering. Now, listen very closely. Some of you fall into that high-risk category. You're 65 or over. Or maybe you are a person that has underlying health conditions. Others of you are just not ready to be circulating in a public setting. We get it. We understand. Please, please, please do not feel compelled to attend church just because we have opened our doors. The same online service that you've gotten accustomed to over the past several weeks will be available to you through live streaming on Sunday mornings at 9 and 11 o'clock a.m. And you can access that from the safety of your home. And then, please be patient with us as we adjust on the fly to information as it's made available to us. Let's be grace-filled people and extend lots of kindness to one another as we walk through this reopening phase together. Thanks for listening and praying, and we'll look forward to seeing you in person or online this Sunday. God bless.
Greetings, Deb Mediff here from Good Shepherd Church. I'm here with Jenny McQueen, and we are preparing to open up on June 14th for live worship again, and we are so excited to do so. We decided that one of the things that might be helpful is to show you a lot of the changes that are taking place because, of course, change must happen in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we're outside door number 2, and we will be using door number 1 and door number 2, and I'm sorry, we're outside door number 1. We'll be using just those 2 doors as we enter the sanctuary, so follow me. But before we move, I want to encourage you to do 2 things. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is stay home if you don't feel well. We will be continuing our online presence. You will be able to worship at home like you are now, and we want people to stay safe. So if you do not feel well, please feel free to stay home and take good care of yourself and your family. The next thing we want you to know is that we are opening up our facility, but we do have lots of precautions, and those we're going to share with you now. If you have underlying health issues, or if you fall into those at-risk categories, we also want to encourage you to go ahead and stay home. No one is judging you, and we are not rushing you. So if you're not ready, you're just not ready, and that's okay. The last thing I want to share with you is mask. If you are more comfortable with a mask, I want to encourage you to use it. If you feel safer with a mask, I want to encourage you to use it. We will not judge those who wish to use them, and we will not judge those who choose not to. But we are going to social distance to allow everyone to feel safe, and we ask that you just be kind and considerate of people's bubbles. I used to say people get into my bubble when they are this close to me. Now they're in my bubble if they are this close to me. So we just expand our bubbles and keep each other safe. So come on in and let's see how things have changed inside the church. The first thing you'll notice is that the doors are propped open. We're going to do our best not to handle and touch doors. And also, there is a new configuration to our lobby. We are only using the far end entrances. We are not using the middle ones. The reason for that is traffic flow and flow of air, so that we are not doing a lot of crossing paths. We also have our handy dandy sanitizing stations. Want to make sure that you can walk in, get a squirt of hand sanitizer and sanitize your hand, leaving the germs outside as you enter into the building and begin to share and worship with us. And as you walk through the guided path, you'll see that our ushers are going to be here. And Jenny is one of our greeters. That's right. Jenny's one of our greeters. And the greeters are going to be working, but they're going to be doing some things slightly different. For instance, our greeters will not be shaking hands or holding open the doors. Our greeters will not be giving hugs. What our greeters will be doing is the great waves, the high fives without touching. And they're now calling the holy nods. Warm smiles, great ways to welcome people without the actual touch. So say hello to our greeters, but let's don't touch. Okay, so as we walk into the sanctuary then, you're going to go by the offering stations. We are not going to be passing the plate, another way to transmit many, many germs. So we're going to skip that, and we're going to have an offering box at each of our entrances that you can drop your offering in as you come or go to make things a little bit safer for everyone. So use the offering box as you come and go, or continue to give online as you have become accustomed to. And then, as you enter the sanctuary, you're going to notice we may or may not have ushers. More people to come in contact with, the fewer people to come in contact with, the better we are. The more people we have in contact with, the better risk, higher risk we have of germs. So, ushers will, if they are here, will be standing here to say hello and to welcome you, but they will not touch, they will not shake hands, and we will not be passing out bulletins. You'll want to use the screens up front for our order of worship and our song lyrics, as well as our advertising and those kinds of things that we normally have in our regular bulletin. In addition to that, you're going to find that we're not going to be using the communion rails. We have not come up with a great way to do communion safely yet, and as we explore those options and those opportunities, we will be letting you know, but at this time we are not going to be offering communion or using the communion rails. Equally, we will not be using the candle lighting stations or any prayer stations. We want to reduce the risk of movement in the sanctuary, people passing too closely, so we're just going to let those things take aside right now. Hopefully we'll be able to re-implement those sometime in the near future. So as you come in, you'll notice that there are directional signs on the floors. Arrows to tell us which ways we can go. And when you come into either side, you're going to be able to go straight, or you're going to be able to go off to the right on this side off to the left on the other side of the sanctuary. We want to fill the pews from the front to the back. So let's walk up front so we can see what that feels like. You will notice that we have pushed some of our pews forward and we have widened our aisles. That is for social distancing. That is to give us more space, expand our bubbles, if you will. And what we're going to ask you to do is, and I know this is going to be really hard, but we're going to ask you to leave at home your mentality or your habits of, I always sit here. My husband and I always sit second row left side. I'm going to have to get over it. I'm going to have to accept that if, first of all, my pew's scooched up. I can't even sit in my own pew. But I'm going to have to get over that. And I want to encourage you to do so too. And I don't mean that to be flippant. I mean that to be, it's for safety and it's for us to be able to worship together. So it's a small sacrifice to make. So as you come in, you'll sit and you'll go to the end of the pew if you're in the middle. You want to go all the way down. Miss Jenny's going to model that for us. We're going to go all the way down and fill in that side first. And then the next person can sit here. Now, if Jenny's family happens to be large, she may fill up the whole pew, and that's fine. We won't use this end. But we're going to try to just use the ends and keep the middle 6 foot vacant for that social distancing. But again, Jenny lives in a household with several people. They can sit side by side. So when you come in, if that pew is full because there's a larger family, then by all means, take the next pew. So people will be coming in on the side and filling up that side. You'll come down the middle, fill up this side, and we will just work our way back as we move beyond and fill up the sanctuary on both sides. The neat thing about that is some people are going to get to sit up front that don't normally do that. So the earlier you come, the closer you get to sit. The cafe will not be open, but the restrooms will. So feel free to take advantage of those. And I would encourage you to take your last sip of coffee before you enter the building so that you can get through a service. But we won't be able to do a cafe at this time. So as we exit then, Miss Jenny has filled in our second pew. And to avoid crossing paths, she has gone all the way to the end. And the next person can come and sit right here, making it easy for them not to have too much not too much passing back and forth, too much air flowing, too much sharing of germs. So whether you're wearing a mask or not, we should have plenty of social distancing going on. Then, as the service continues, we are able to participate, we are able to see Pastor Tim, we are able to hear the music, we are able to pray, we are able to do all the things that we normally do in worship service, but we will have our distance to keep us safe, and people who want to wear masks will. So then, as the sanctuary has filled up, we're going to head back, and it will be at the end then, and when the service is over, we will ask ushers and volunteers to dismiss us from the back forward. And again, that is to reduce the passing of people too close together. It is to reduce the people flow and the airflow. So please be patient. I don't think it's going to take us forever to dismiss the sanctuary in this way. But we will give people a heads up that we're leaving, and we will dismiss from this side. Those who are seated at the far will walk through and out. Those seated at the far will walk through and out, and everybody will dismiss from the direction in which they came. Now, I know this is going to be hard, but we also need to remember that we cannot linger in the lobby. And the lobby is a place where we've all gathered and we enjoy talking with our friends and fellow congregants, but right now we're going to have to take that to the parking lot. So I want to encourage you, walk out of the sanctuary as you're dismissed. Don't linger in the lobby, but if you get out to your car and you want to talk with somebody, as long as you're maintaining that distance, please have your conversations there and still enjoy the fellowship that coming to church has to offer. Jenny, can you think of anything else that I've missed?
I cannot. You talked about the candle stations.
Yeah.
And no matter where you sit, you can see Pastor Tim. No matter where you sit, God's still going to be here. We're excited to see you and can't wait to open again.
Okay. So, as you leave, we will say goodbye, and we're looking forward to meeting with you again on June 14th at 9 o'clock for traditional worship. at 11 o'clock for modern worship. And in between, we're going to sanitize this sanctuary as best we can to reduce the germs and the transmission of any viruses. So God bless you, and see you on June 14th.